Welcome to Esteem University. You deserve to feel powerful, valuable, and worthy of love. Sometimes we just need a little guidance. So here's our next video. Where does self-worth come from, and how can it help you get the most out of life? Many experts believe that self-worth is simply that quiet voice inside that whispers, "I am enough." It's the foundation upon which we build our lives, the compass that guides our decisions, and the shield that protects us in times of self-doubt. It's the spark that ignites our ambition, the fuel for our self-esteem, and the wind beneath our resilience. Renowned academics Jordan Peterson and Brene Brown have strong opinions about self-worth. Where do you fall on their spectrum of beliefs? Now let's unpack this concept a bit further. Self-worth, at its core, is the intrinsic value we place upon ourselves. It's not about how much money we make or how many followers we have on social media. It's not about our job title or the number of friends we have. No, self-worth is about recognizing our inherent value, just as we are, without the need for external validation. Many of us often confuse self-worth with self-confidence, but they are not the same. While self-confidence is about our abilities and skills, self-worth is about our inherent value as a human being. It's about understanding that we are worthy of love, respect, and kindness simply because we exist. This concept of self-worth influences every aspect of our lives. It affects how we view ourselves, how we interact with others, and how we navigate the world. It impacts our mental health, our relationships, and our overall well-being. Understanding our self-worth can be a transformative journey. It can help us set healthy boundaries, pursue our passions, and cultivate authentic relationships. It can empower us to stand up for ourselves, to take risks, and to live a life that is true to who we are. So, why is understanding self-worth so important? Simply put, when we value ourselves, we give ourselves permission to thrive. We allow ourselves to shine, to grow, and to blossom into the best version of ourselves. Now let's delve into the thoughts of two influential authors on this subject. Jordan Peterson, a renowned psychologist and author, has a unique perspective on self-worth. Peterson suggests that self-worth is intricately tied to responsibility and truth. He posits that taking responsibility, not just for our actions, but for our lives as a whole, is a fundamental aspect of self-worth. This sense of responsibility is not confined to our personal lives, but extends to our communities and the world at large. When we take responsibility, we acknowledge our power to shape our lives and, by extension, our sense of self-worth. Peterson also emphasizes the importance of truth in cultivating self-worth. He believes that self-deception and dishonesty can lead to a distorted sense of self. When we are truthful, not just with others, but most importantly with ourselves, we gain a clearer understanding of who we are, our strengths, our weaknesses, our potential. This honest self-assessment, according to Peterson, is vital in developing a sound sense of self-worth. Moreover, Peterson argues that self-worth comes from setting and achieving goals. He suggests that our goals should be ambitious, yet achievable. They should challenge us, yet be within our reach. Achieving these goals, he argues, can bolster our self-esteem and contribute to a healthy sense of self-worth. Lastly, Peterson encourages us to refrain from comparing ourselves to others. He posits that the only meaningful comparison is with who we were yesterday. By focusing on our own journey of self-improvement, rather than measuring ourselves against others, we can cultivate a more authentic and secure sense of self-worth. Peterson's perspective gives us a lot to ponder about our own self-worth, doesn't it? On the other hand, we have Brene Brown, a research professor and author, who offers a contrasting view on self-worth. Brene Brown, a renowned figure in the field of social work, offers a unique perspective on self-worth that ties it closely to vulnerability and authenticity. She suggests that our self-worth is intricately tied to how we perceive and express our true selves. According to Brown, embracing our imperfections and loving ourselves despite them is the key to understanding our self-worth. She believes that everyone has their own set of imperfections and insecurities. It's these imperfections that make us human, and it's recognizing them that allows us to truly appreciate ourselves. Brown suggests that by acknowledging our flaws, we can learn to love ourselves for who we are, rather than who we think we should be. Brown's perspective on self-worth also includes the concept of authenticity. She posits that when we are authentic, when we present our true selves to the world, we are demonstrating our self-worth. Authenticity, according to Brown, is about being genuine and real, about allowing ourselves to be seen for who we truly are, without fear of judgment or rejection. She encourages us to be courageous. Courage, in this context, is not about being fearless, but rather about being brave enough to show up, to let ourselves be seen, even when we are afraid. It's about taking risks, stepping out of our comfort zones and opening ourselves up to the potential for pain and disappointment. However, it's this very vulnerability, she says, that allows us to connect with others on a deeper level, to form meaningful relationships, and to experience love and belonging. It's through this vulnerability that we can truly understand and appreciate our self-worth. Brown's take on self-worth is not about achieving perfection or reaching some unattainable standard. Instead, it's about being true to ourselves, embracing our imperfections, and having the courage to be seen for who we truly are. Brown challenges us to rethink our understanding of self-worth and encourages us to embrace our true selves. So, we have two very different perspectives on self-worth, one from Peterson, another from Brown. Let's delve into these two perspectives and see how each of these thought leaders approaches the concept of self-worth. On one hand, we have Jordan Peterson, who emphasizes the importance of taking personal responsibility. He suggests that we can enhance our self-worth by setting our house in order, defining our personal goals, and striving to improve ourselves. Peterson believes that a strong sense of self-worth comes from the ability to meet life's challenges head-on and build resilience. On the other hand, we have Brené Brown, who focuses on the power of vulnerability and human connection. Brown's approach is more about embracing our imperfections and understanding that our worthiness is inherent. She encourages us to believe that we're enough as we are, and to cultivate a sense of belonging and authenticity. Although their approaches seem different, Peterson and Brown share a common belief that self-worth is not something that's bestowed upon us by others, but something we cultivate within ourselves. Peterson's approach is about actively seeking self-improvement and personal growth, whereas Brown's approach is more about accepting ourselves, warts and all, and finding value in our vulnerability. These perspectives are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they complement each other in many ways. Peterson's view helps us to understand that we have the power to shape our identities and our lives through our actions, while Brown's perspective reminds us that we are inherently worthy and that embracing our humanity, with all its flaws and imperfections, is a vital part of self-acceptance. In applying these differing views to our lives, we might find that a blend of the two approaches works best. It's about taking responsibility for our lives and striving for growth, as Peterson suggests, while also recognizing our inherent worth and embracing our vulnerability, as proposed by Brown. Whether you lean more towards Peterson's approach or Brown's, the key takeaway here is that self-worth is an essential part of our lives that we should constantly work on. Remember, the value you place on yourself is the value the world will place on you. Join our community by hitting the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.